Good, good morning, students. Today we are going to see the lesson metallurgy. Okay, metallurgy means science and technology of metals. Okay, metallurgy represents science and technology of metals. So it gives the complete idea about metals. Okay, complete idea about metals. Then occurrence of metals. Naturally, metals which was obtained by mining process. It is the naturally occurring substance. So obtained by mining process. In the case of mining process, the metals obtained in the form of two states. One is native state and another one is combined state. One is native state and another one is combined state. Okay. In the case of native state, the metals which was occur with some of the earthy impurities. Okay, occur with earthy impurities. So earthy impurities, it represents siliceous matter, rocky materials. Okay, like that earthy impurities which was present along with the metals in the case of native state. Okay, so in this case mostly least chemical reactivity elements. Already we know that like gold, silver, platinum and copper, like these metals, that is considered the least chemical reactivity elements that was occur in the native state. Okay, then second one is combined state. Okay, second one is combined state. So here the metal which is not occur in the pure form, it was occur in the form of compound. Okay, it was occur in the form of compound. So compounds, we know variety of compounds, isn't it? Oxide compound, sulfate compound, silicate compound, phosphate compound, like that variety of compounds will be occur. Okay, so in the case of combined state, the metals which was occur in the form of compound. So highly chemical reactive elements. Highly chemical reactive elements. For example, first group metals, that is alkali metals. Okay, that are the metals which was occur in the combined state. Okay, so metals which occurs in two state, one is native state and another one is combined state. Okay, so we know the metals which has some special properties like a shining nature, malleable nature, ductile nature. You know that malleable means the metal can be made into a sheet. Okay, and ductile, that represents the metal can be made into a rod. So these are some of the special properties of metals. Okay, so if the metal which was in the pure form, these are the properties are shown by the metals. But if it is in the compound form, that specific properties which was not shown by the metal. Okay, so anyhow, the metal which was obtained from the earth crust. Okay, metal obtained from the earth crust, whether it is in the native state or it is in the combined state, that is called mineral. Okay, that is called mineral. So mineral which may contains low percentage of metal or high percentage of metal. Okay, mineral contains low or high percentage of metal, it is called mineral. Okay, for example, China clay, it is one of the mineral of aluminium. Okay, China clay is the mineral of aluminium. Okay, then second thing, ore. What so ore, that is also mineral. Okay, only a special thing, from the ore the metal can be extracted conveniently. Okay, from the ore the metal can be extracted conveniently and economically. So that is called ore. So ore is a mineral. Okay, ore is a mineral. From the ore the metal can be extracted. From all the minerals the metal cannot be extracted. Only from the ore the metal can be extracted. Okay, so ore that contains high percentage of metal, that is the main thing. Okay, ore contains high percentage of metal. For example, bauxite. Okay, for example, bauxite, that is also one of the mineral of aluminium. Already I told you, China clay, that is the mineral of aluminium. and bauxite, that is the mineral of aluminium. So what is the difference between these two? From the China clay, the metal aluminium cannot be extracted. Okay, from China clay, the metal aluminium cannot be extracted. But from bauxite, okay, from bauxite, the metal can be extracted. Metal aluminium can be extracted. Okay, so bauxite is the ore of aluminium. China clay is the mineral of aluminium. Are you understand clearly? So we can say that all the ores are minerals. Okay, all the ores are minerals, but all the minerals are not ores. Okay, all the minerals are not ores. Okay, in our last class we saw the ore. Okay, what is ore? That and all we studied in the last class. Now we are going to see the isolation of metal. Okay, how metal is extracted, isolated from the ore. Okay, so there are three steps which is involved in the isolation of metal. First one is concentration of ore, second one is extraction of crude metal, and third one is refining of crude metal. Okay, concentration of ore, extraction of crude metal, and last one is refining of crude metal. Okay, so now we are going to the first step, that is concentration of ore. So concentration of ore, it represents removal of unwanted materials. Unwanted materials, that denotes earth impurities. In last class we saw earth impurities, non-metallic impurities, and siliceous matter, that are the unwanted materials which is present along with the ore. Okay, that is called gangue. Impurities are called gangue. Okay, so how these impurities which was removed from the ore, that we are studying in the process concentration of ore. Okay, so there were four methods which was used to concentrate the ore. First one is hydraulic wash. Okay, then second one is magnetic separation, and third one is leaching process, and last one is froth flotation process. Okay, hydraulic wash, which is also called as gravity separation, another one method magnetic separation, then leaching, and last one is froth flotation process. These four methods which is used to concentrate the ore. Okay, so selection of method, among these four methods we can select any one of the method to concentrate the ore. Okay, so selection of method, that is depend on the nature of ore. Okay, one thing depend on the nature of ore, and the second thing nature of impurities present along with the ore. Okay, okay, now we are seeing the first step, that is hydraulic washing or gravity separation. Okay, so hydraulic washing, hydro, what is hydro? That is water. Okay, so hydraulic washing, that represents water washing, just water washing. Okay, so this hydraulic washing which is working on the principle of difference in the gravities of the ore and gangue particles. Okay, difference in the gravities of the ore and gangue particle. Okay, so here the ore particle that is having greater specific gravity, ore particles having greater specific gravity, and the gangue particles that is having lower specific gravity. Okay, ore that having higher specific gravity, gangue material having low specific gravity. Okay, see this diagram. So the powdered ore, that is a crushed ore which is passed through this way. So the ore, powdered ore which is settled on the sloping earth. Okay, so there is a continuous flow of water. Okay, continuous flow of water which is used to wash the ore. Okay, continuous flow of water used to wash the ore. Okay, so what will happen when the running water moves along the ore? It carries, okay, it carries the low specific gravity material of gangue particle. Okay, so by the water washing, the gangue having low specific gravity, it is replaced by the water. Okay, so heavy particles which is settled in the head. Okay, so that is heavy particles, that represents ore particle. Okay, so ore particles which is settled on the head, only lightweight particle, that is impurity, gang material, that is taken away by the water. Okay, this is called hydraulic washing or gravity separation. Okay, so this method which is mainly applicable for, okay, it is mainly applicable for oxide ores. Okay, gravity separation mainly applicable for oxide ores. See some of the examples given in our book. Native ore of silver, gold, hematite, tinstone. We know hematite, tinstone and all oxide ores. Okay, so this method which is applicable for these type of ores. Okay, I understand. Okay, see the next method, magnetic separation. Okay, so magnetic separation, that is the method used to separate the magnetic ores. Okay, so it is working based on the principle of difference in magnetic properties of the ore and the gangue. Okay, difference in magnetic properties of the ore and the gangue. So one thing, the ore may be a magnetic nature, otherwise the gangue may be magnetic nature. Okay, so difference in magnetic property, that is used to separate the ore and gangue particle. Okay, so in this method, the powdered ore or the crushed ore which is passed over the conveyor belt. Okay, it is passed over the conveyor belt. So the conveyor belt which moves over the magnetic roller. Okay, which moves over two rollers. In these two rollers, one is magnetic and another one is magnetic, another one is non-magnetic. Okay, so the ore material which passes over the conveyor belt, when it reaches, okay, it reaches near the magnetic roller. Okay, it reaches near the magnetic roller, the magnetic substance, whether it may be a ore or the gangue, the magnetic substance which was attracted by the magnetic region. Okay, so the magnetic substance which falls down near the magnetic region, and the non-magnetic substance which moves away from the magnetic region, so that falls away from the magnetic region. Okay, so magnetic material, non-magnetic material, magnetic substance attracted by the magnet. Okay, so it moves nearer, okay, moves towards the magnetic region. It is non-magnetic substance, so moves away from the magnetic region. Okay, moves away from the magnetic region. So in this way the material which is having magnetic nature, which was separated from the impurity that is having non-magnetic nature. Okay, so example, hematite, magnetite. We know these are the ferromagnetic substances. Okay, so ferromagnetic materials, ferromagnetic ores, ferromagnetic metals which was used by this magnetic separation process. Okay, see the next method, froth flotation process. Okay, so this process which is suitable for concentrating sulfide ores. Okay, froth flotation process which is especially employed for the sulfide ores. In this process, ore particles are wetted by oil. Ore particles are wetted by oil and gangue particles are wetted by water. Ore particles oil, gangue particles water. Okay, then there is a frothing agent should be added. It may be pine oil or eucalyptus oil. Pine oil and eucalyptus oil, that will be added as a frothing agent. Okay, then some water molecules also added, and another one reagent, that is collector molecule. Okay, collector molecule, it makes the ore particle as water repellent. Okay, collector molecule make the ore particle as water repellent. Okay, so sodium ethyl xanthate, that is acts as a collector molecule. Okay, so initially ore particles that is treated with oil, it may be pine oil and eucalyptus oil, and there is some amount of water should be added. So gangue particles wetted by water, ore particles wetted by oil, then collector molecule that should be added to the mixture. So collector molecule which is attached with the frothing agent. Okay, collector molecule attached with the frothing agent. So it makes the water repellent, ore as a water repellent substance. Okay, then this process is carried out with the continuous stirring, constant stirring. So there is a continuous flow of air is supplied. Okay, continuous flow of air is supplied, and the stirrer which is used to stir the mixture. Okay, there is a ore particles, gang particles, okay, oil, water, collector molecule. These are the components which is present in the container. There is a stirrer which is used to stir the mixture. So for the continuous stirring, there is a froth is created. Continuous stirring, froth is created. So the sulfide ore that is present in the mixture, that will come along with the froth. Okay, that is come along with the froth. So the froth is skimmed off and dried out. Then it is recovered. Okay. So in this way, sulfide ores which was concentrated by using froth flotation process. Okay, then there is another one thing, the gang particles. Okay, gang particles which is present in the mixture, that will be settled at the bottom. Okay, so sulfide ores that is come along with the froth. Okay, sulfide ores come along with the froth. Gang particles that is settled at the bottom of the container. Okay, this is the process which is used to concentrate sulfide ores. Okay, then another one thing, that is depressing agent. Okay, so what is the use of this depressing agent? Depressing agent that is used to depress the, okay, which is used to depress the other metal sulfide coming to froth. Okay, for example, if you are considering the galena ore, galena, that is lead sulfide, PbS. Okay, if there is a zinc sulfide, okay, that is zinc blend along with galena, zinc sulfide which is present as a impurity. Okay, so one sulfide ore which is present with another one sulfide impurity. In that case, we should add this depressing agent. Okay, so the depressing agent that depress the activity of, okay, which depress the activity of other metal sulfide present in the ore. Okay, so when the depressing agent reacts with the other metal sulfide, okay, it forms a complex which doesn't come along with the froth. Okay, so zinc sulfide that is treated with the depressing agent, zinc sulfide treated with the depressing agent sodium cyanide, it forms the complex. Okay, it forms the complex Na2ZnCN4. Okay, so which doesn't come along the froth, which is settled at the bottom. Okay, this is the froth flotation process. See the next method, leaching method. Okay, so leaching method which is based on the solubility of, okay, solubility of metal present in the ore. Leaching method based on the solubility of metal present in the ore. So in this process, a suitable solvent which is added to the ore. Okay, suitable solvent which is added to the ore. So the metal present in the ore which is dissolved by the solvent, and it forms the complex, or it forms the salt. Okay, so solvent dissolves the metal present in the ore and forms the salt. So the remaining gang particles which is present in the undissolved condition. Okay, so this is called leaching process. So in our book there were 4 types of leaching is given: cyanide leaching, ammonia leaching, alkali leaching, and acid leaching. Okay, so 4 types of leaching process given. So first one is cyanide leaching. Okay, so in this cyanide leaching, cyanide, we know cyanide, isn't it? CN minus, okay, Cn minus, that is called cyanide ore. So this cyanide ore which is applied for the gold ore, okay, the metal native gold which is treated with cyanide, okay, with the aerated condition, okay, aerated condition, and the cyanide is taken in the dilute solution, okay. So gold, cyanide, oxygen, that is aerated condition, with a dilute solution, water molecule, okay. When these are the substances get reacted, it forms the gold cyanide complex, that is AuCN2 minus. It forms the gold cyanide complex. So here the impurities present in the gold, that is removed. Okay, only it forms the complex with the metal gold. Okay, then the gold is extracted from the gold complex. Okay, so that is recovery of gold. Okay, in this process the deoxygenated zinc, okay, deoxygenated zinc that is treated with gold, deoxygenated zinc that is treated with gold complex, it forms the zinc cyanide complex and gold is recovered. Okay, this is the process which is called as cementation process. Okay, this is cyanide leaching. Okay, then next ammonia leaching. Okay, so ammonia that selectively forms the complex with some of the metals, less reactive metals, that is cobalt, nickel, copper. Okay, these are the metals which readily forms the complex, okay, soluble complex with the ammonia. Okay, so nickel forms a nickel complex, copper forms a copper complex, and cobalt forms cobalt complex. So ammonia which is treated with this copper, nickel, cobalt, it forms the complexes like this, and there is a earthy impurities present in the compound that may be eliminated as aluminosilicate compound, iron oxide compound, iron hydroxide compounds. Okay, then next one, alkali leaching. Okay, alkali, sodium hydroxide or sodium carbonate, that is used in the alkali leaching process. Okay, sodium hydroxide, sodium carbonate and all used in the alkali leaching process. See the example, bauxite ore is taken, Al2O3, alumina. So bauxite ore that is treated with the, okay. Next one is extraction of crude metal. Okay, already we saw 3 steps in the isolation of metal: concentration of ore, extraction of crude metal, and refining of crude metal. Okay, so first one is completely over, that is concentration of ore. There are various methods we studied. Okay, so next step, extraction of crude metal. So in this process the concentrated ore that is used, okay, concentrated ore that is used in the extraction process. So from the concentrated ore the metal is extracted. Okay, from the concentrated ore the metal is extracted. So the extraction of crude metal which involves 2 steps. Okay, one is conversion of ore into metal oxide. First one is conversion of ore into metal oxide, then second one is reduction of metal oxide into metal. Okay, so first one conversion of ore into metal oxide, second one reduction of metal oxide into metal. So in this case the positive oxidation state metal, the metal having positive oxidation state, that is changed, converted to a elemental metal. Okay, that is the actual thing happened in this extraction of crude metal. Okay, so conversion of ore into metal oxide which was done by 2 steps, one is roasting and another one is calcination. Okay, roasting process and calcination process. Okay, now we see the first method, roasting method. Okay, in this roasting method ore is oxidized. Okay, so how it is oxidized? It is oxidized by heating with excess of oxygen. It is oxidized by heating with excess of oxygen. Okay, Then the metal is heated below the melting point of metal. Okay, metal is heated below the melting point of metal. So we are avoiding the melting of the metal. Okay, so that only it is heated below the melting point. Okay, so this roasting method, which is specially applied for sulfide ores, it is specially applied for sulfide ores. Okay, see examples. Galena, PbS. It is treated with oxygen, that is converted to lead oxide. There is a sulfur dioxide gas is removed. Then zinc blende, ZnS, treated with oxygen, it forms a zinc oxide and sulfur dioxide. Okay, sulfur dioxide is removed. Then copper sulfide, Cu2S, treated with oxygen, it forms copper oxide, Cu2O. Here also the sulfur dioxide gas is removed. Okay, so this is the way the sulfide ores are extracted. It is roasted by using this method. Okay, then there is a impurities like arsenic, sulfur, phosphorus, which was present along with the sulfide ore, that is escaped. Okay, that is removed from the ore as a oxide compound. So while the roasting process carried out, these impurities arsenic, sulfur, phosphorus, which forms the volatile oxide compound. See, arsenic reacts with oxygen, it forms As2O3, arsenic oxide. Like sulfur reacts with oxygen, it forms sulfur dioxide. Like that, phosphorus reacts with oxygen, it forms phosphorus oxide, phosphorus pentoxide. These are the volatile gases, volatile substance. So these are the impurities present in the ore, which was removed in this way. Okay, then second step, that is calcination. Okay, so for carried out the calcination process, the ore is strongly heated. Okay, strongly heated, but limited supply of air or in the absence of air. For the first process, excess amount of oxygen is supplied. For this calcination process, limited supply of air or absence of air. Okay, like this first one, here also the ore is heated below the melting point. Okay, ore is heated below the melting point. Then this method, this calcination method, which is applicable for carbonate ore. Okay, calcination method is applicable for carbonate ore. Here also, if there is any organic matter present in the ore, that is removed. Okay, that gets expelled. Okay, that gets expelled. So it forms the pores in the ore substance. Okay, va? Then the water molecule, if any other water molecule present in the ore, that is also escaped as vapor. Okay, it is the moisture content is removed by heating. Okay, see the process. Okay, so PbCO3, lead carbonate. Okay, lead carbonate, while by heating it is converted to lead oxide, PbO plus CO2. Like zinc carbonate, ZnCO3, while by heating it gives a zinc oxide and carbon dioxide. These are the gases, carbon dioxide gas. Okay, then already I told no, during calcination water is expelled. Okay, for that some other examples are given. See, Fe2O3 0.3 H2O. Okay, so for heating, Fe2O3, which is removed as a ore, and water molecule, that is expelled. Like alumina, Al2O3 2H2O. Here also alumina is separated and water molecules get expelled. Okay, this is the method which was used. Okay, that is used to convert the ore into metal oxide. Okay, okay, see the second step, reduction of metal oxide. Okay, reduction of metal oxide. First step, conversion of ore into metal oxide, that one over. Second thing, reduction of metal oxide. Okay, so in this process the metal oxide that is treated with the suitable reducing agent. Okay, metal oxide treated with suitable reducing agent. So the reducing agent may be carbon monoxide, hydrogen, or any other reactive metals. Okay, so the selection of the reducing agent, okay, selection of the reducing agent that depends on the nature of the metal. Okay, so for this reduction of metal oxide, first process, smelting process, smelting or melting. Okay, so in this process the metal, okay, metal oxide that is melted. Okay, already we saw two process now, roasting and calcination. In that two process the metal is heated below the melting point. Okay, so the metal doesn't melt. Okay, but in this smelting process the metal is heated above the melting point. It is heated up to an elevated temperature, so the metal is, okay, metal is melted. Okay, so here actually what is done means, first of all metal oxide, okay, metal oxide that is treated with the reducing agent. Okay, metal oxide is treated with the reducing agent, it reduces to produce the metal. Okay, then the earthy impurities, gangue, okay, that is present in along with the metal oxide, that is treated with the flux. Okay, so the flux material may be acid or base, that depends on the nature of gangue. Okay, if the gangue is acidic nature, flux should be basic nature. Okay, otherwise the gangue is basic nature, flux should be acidic nature. Okay, so the flux which is reacted with the earthy impurities, that is gangue, it forms the slag. Okay, so two type of process which is carried out in this smelting process. Okay, see the example, Fe2O3, that is the iron ore. Okay, it is treated with the reducing agent carbon monoxide. While by heating it forms the metal, elemental metal iron, and the carbon monoxide is converted to carbon dioxide. Like calcium oxide. Okay, calcium oxide that is treated with silicon dioxide. Okay, silicon dioxide, it is the earthy impurities, that is gangue. Okay, it is treated with the flux, CaO, that is calcium oxide acts as a flux, it forms the CaSiO3, calcium silicate, that is the slag. Okay, so flux reacts with the gangue, it forms the slag material. Like metal oxide reacts with the reducing agent, it forms metal. Okay, so this is the way the smelting process carried out. Okay, see the extraction of copper. Okay, so copper which is extracted from the birate ore, copper birate, CuFeS2. Okay, it is treated with oxygen, that is converted to ferrous sulfide, copper sulfide, and sulfur dioxide. Okay, then this ferrous sulfide which is treated with oxygen, it is changed to ferrous oxide and sulfur dioxide. So the ferrous oxide, okay, FeO, that is acts as the flux material. Okay, iron oxide acts as the flux material, that is reacts with the gangue SiO2, silicon dioxide, it forms a ferrous silicate, FeSiO3, it forms the fusible slag material, it is the slag. Okay, then we are extracting the copper, no, so copper sulfide. So from the birate ore iron is extracted, remaining copper sulfide. Okay, so the copper sulfide that is treated with oxygen, it forms the copper oxide and sulfur dioxide gas is evolved. Then the copper oxide which is reacted with, okay, which is gets reacted with unreacted copper sulfide, Cu2S, it forms the copper metal. Okay, it forms the copper metal and evolves the sulfur dioxide gas. Okay, so in this process there is a large amount of sulfur dioxide is evolved, so there is a pore is created. Okay, pores are created in the ore, So the extracted copper which is having the blistered appearance, that is having the blistered appearance, so the extracted metal copper, that is called blister copper. Okay, this is the smelting process. Okay, next one is reduction by carbon. Okay, this method which is suitable, okay, this method which is suitable for the metal which do not form carbide with carbon. Okay, so whatever the metals which doesn't form carbides, metal carbides, that metals alone used for this process, that is alone treated with the carbon reducing agent. So for this process, coal, okay, coal or coke is used for carbon. Coal or coke is used to reduce the metal oxide. Okay, so here the metal that is heated up to its reduction temperature. Okay, so the reduction temperature, see the example, ZnO, zinc oxide, ZnO, that is treated with carbon, it forms Zn metal and carbon monoxide. Okay, carbon that is oxidized, it forms carbon monoxide. Zinc that is reduced, zinc oxide is reduced to zinc. Okay, then see the second example, Mn3O4. Okay, manganese oxide that is treated with carbon, it forms manganese and carbon monoxide. So in this way the metal oxides that was treated with carbon reducing agent, the metal oxide is reduced to metal and the carbon is oxidized to carbon monoxide. This is one of the reduction process. Okay, the next one is reduction by hydrogen. So this method which is applicable for the metal which is having less electropositive character than hydrogen. So what are the metals having less electropositive character? Iron, lead, copper. These are the metals having less electropositive character than hydrogen. So these are the metal oxides which is reduced by using the hydrogen. Okay, see the example, Ag2O. Okay, Ag2O that is treated with hydrogen, it forms silver. Okay, so silver oxide is reduced to silver, Ag plus H2O. So H2 is oxidized to H2O. Then next example, Fe3O4. Okay, iron oxide that is treated with hydrogen, that also forms iron and water molecule. Then another one is nickel oxide. Here the nickel oxide that is treated with the water gas. What is water gas? Already we studied in 11th standard. Water gas, it is a mixture of carbon monoxide and hydrogen gas. Okay, water gas is a mixture of carbon monoxide and hydrogen gas. Okay, so the nickel oxide that was treated with carbon monoxide and hydrogen gas, it reduces the nickel oxide into the metal nickel Ni plus CO2, carbon dioxide plus H2O, that is water molecule. So this is the method called as reduction by hydrogen. Then next one, reduction by metal. Okay, so in the case of reduction by metal, the metals are acts as a reducing agent. Okay, metals are acts as a reducing agent. So there is a active metals. What is active metal? First group and second group metals, that is active metals. Okay, so active metals that is acts as the reducing agent. Some other metals also acts as the reducing agent along with the active metals. See the example, B2O3. Okay, B2O3 that is treated with Na, sodium, it forms boron, B plus Na2O. Okay, then next one, Rb2O3 that is treated with the active metal magnesium, Mg, it gives Rb. So rubidium oxide, Rb2O3 is converted to Rb and magnesium forms magnesium oxide 3MgO. Okay, then thorium oxide THO2. Okay, THO2 that is treated with calcium Ca with the temperature 1250 Kelvin, it forms thorium TH and 3CaO. Okay, so these are the examples for metal oxide treated with the metal oxides treated with the active metals, that is first group and second group metals. And another one thing, apart from this, other metals also acts as a reducing agent. So here the given example is chromium oxide Cr2O3 that is treated with the metal aluminium. So here the metal aluminium that is acts as a reducing agent. So Cr2O3 is reduced to Cr chromium metal, and Al aluminium metal that is the reducing agent, that is oxidized as Al2O3 alumina. Okay, so how this process carried out? This process is called as aluminothermate process. Okay, process called as aluminothermate process. So here initially there is a mixture of barium peroxide BaO2 and magnesium. Okay, barium peroxide and magnesium is taken. When this compound get ignited, there is a large amount of heat energy is released. Okay, so the enthalpy of this reaction is 852 kilojoule mole power -1. So there is a large amount of energy is released. The released energy, the released thermal energy, that is used to initiate the process, that is used to carry out the reduction of chromium oxide with aluminium. Okay, this is the reduction by metal. Okay, last one is auto reduction. So in the name itself we can know there is no need of any reducing agent. Okay, so in this auto reduction process, the metal which doesn't require any oxidizing agent, simply by the process of roasting itself, the ore is converted into metal. Okay, see the example, cinnabar HGS. Okay, cinnabar that is treated with oxygen, it forms mercury and sulfur dioxide. So these are the process which is used to convert the metal oxide into metal, that is the second step of extraction.